I will first say the emotional frustration and pain that I went through, it's hard to talk about is like what that experience was on a recurring basis, like at my wit's end emotionally. Drew Kahn, 44. I had a bad ankle and like I had sprained my right ankle and my left knee. I tried rehabbing it for a long time. And at 40, I went on vacation and I injured both my knees and my good ankle. It was during COVID. I was probably 20 pounds heavier. I was an entrepreneur. I had young kids. I was super stressed, probably a lot of inflammation. Ended up going to see a doctor who said I need to get surgery on my ankle. And I thought, I don't want to get surgery. Like, I don't have the time, the bandwidth. I just don't want to go through it. Just researching how I could avoid surgery. And that led me to like different celebrity interviews we've all seen on podcasts and whatnot, where it was like, hey, I did stem cells. I was like, that's interesting. And so I just started going down a rabbit hole for about a few months. And that's where I started my journey. A lot of PT. I did prolotherapy. I did that for a while. And then when I had all these injuries, I started doing that and that wasn't working anymore. I think it's very specific for what it can help and not help. RMI was the most transparent and the most real about what we can and we can't do. You guys took in my story, I gave my x-rays, my MRIs were very specific. You taught me how the stem cells work and set expectations. Like it may not happen overnight type of thing. I didn't feel like I had a snake oil salesman selling me. In my research, seeing the background of Dr. G and just the testimonials, and then I talked to a couple references, and one of the things that I covered, the ability to measure the percentage of live stem cells. And that I thought was very unique. The whole operation ended just seemed to be very well oiled and trustworthy. So for those reasons, I came down for the first time to do it. You know, I've gotten the umbilical cord stem cells orthopedically and via IV. I've had tremendous healing in my body. The IV I've had mental clarity. I just recharge way faster. At that time, the first time, I was very tired. I think my body was trying to heal. I've had a ton of stress. What I realized a few months after the IV, the first IV, is like, whoa, I'm like alert. It's just adding clarity. I also felt less inflammation everywhere. I felt things started to heal. Just to speak to the integrity of RMI, I was really fighting getting surgery on my bad ankle. One of the doctors at MRI said, hey, you need to get surgery on this. Like that meant something. You can come out as much as you want, but this is at the point. And the ankle had been chronic for like 20 years. So I did. I got treated after on that too. It helped me recover. That was 3 years ago when I came down. Today, my body coming down is way better. I'm in better shape I've ever been in. My workouts are like beast workouts, like to the IV, like 2 hours, you know, a few times a week. And I just do a lot of work to complement the stem cells. I don't see a better way to age and to go through it. Yeah, I was. The idea that I could like wake up in 3 days and be like, have a fully rebuilt whatever. And it just seemed too good to be true. And I called and talked to 17 doctors and clinics around the world. So finding RMI was the beginning of the process that I circled back to after I did my research. There's so many reasons why, you know, and I think it's unique to the person too, like what they're going through, what they're dealing with. The impact of RMI in my life has completely transformed it. It's not a magic bullet. It hasn't solved everything, but it's had such an impact that my day to day, I mean, I traveled through Europe a month ago for a couple weeks and like, I was good. 2 years ago, it was rough. From an anti-aging perspective, from, you know, the IV healing me from within to dealing with injuries, I would say RMI took care of a lot of those things. There's some core things that are just very meaningful for life that it's had an impact on, and then it kind of goes from there and things I'd like to do. The first thing is I have young kids and I always dreamed of playing outside with them. That was one of the biggest heartbreaks I was dealing with when I was having all these breakdowns with my body. It's very tough to go travel and do things I want to do and connect with people. So be able to move freely without having to think about it on a day-to-day basis, to be pain-free, be able to have the freedom to do that, just freed up my life in every area, professionally, personally, spiritually. Yeah, it's had an impact.